Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my Hayate. Going over the matchmaking. Enemy team, Enterprise, Wooster Buffalo, Double Holland, maybe a Radar Chung Mu, and an enemy Kagero round out the enemy team. The map's Land of Fire, 3-cap domination, and we're going to kick this off. This is first game I've played in the ship since it's basically its final adjustment, and this is the released configuration. So right here, just getting the ship set up right now. You'll notice I'm not running RPF. This is one of the limitations that I find with the ship. I'm not too fond of using any of my existing Japanese DD captains on this ship. So currently right now I like to run a specific build just for this ship. The good news is I like this ship a lot more than when I originally started playing her initially back during the earlier phases of the ship's design. So my game plan is basically push up here to C-cap. I'm just kind of being slow, taking my time, seeing what the CV spots. Not in a rush up here. So we've got a battleship pushing in, got a couple battleships, got a Chung Mu over there. So already I'm thinking I need to be mindful about, at least a Chung Mu radar. It looks like the Buffalo is headed off either to the 10 line or maybe try to sneak in some of these islands. So do need to be mindful that the Buffalo could push up through these islands here. So I'm gonna take a bit of an aggressive route just because we were so much closer to the cap than the Chung Mu. What I'm trying to set up is an early torpedo drop in this area against the Alabama and against the Azumo. You'll notice I am running torpedo reload, generally because I get a lot more out of it than probably your average person. I'm a potato, I sailed right out of the cap, wasn't paying attention. That's obviously a misplay. So just gonna back into the cap. Now this misplay is kind of gonna complicate things because we could have already had this capped, and my Ostergotland, he stepped off the cap as well. So at this point I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit on it and see what's going on. So my initial theories about this ship, you're gonna see it right here. The ship is designed around, or my build is designed around putting a lot of torpedoes in the water. I've got options of either setting up floods, or targeting multiple ships. Now here we got some follow-up damage because Hayate, it does have excellent guns, and this build with Demolition Expert, both fire flags, 12% fire chance with around a 3.4 second gun reload, 3.6 seconds, something like that. So just waiting for this Alabama to have completed his repairs, and we're gonna go to work on him. This is especially a good target for me to work on because he's a battleship 2 tiers lower than me. I get a much better chance at lighting follow-up fires against this battleship. I got 2 fires. I know the Alabama's dead. I'm just gonna go on ahead, try to get undetected, and bail. Try not to lose too much HP, having completed this. And that's kind of the power behind this build. You dunk on something with the torpedoes, force their damage control, and then you've got a pretty good fire chance, especially with your rate of fire, that you hit them for that fire dot damage after the fact, and just let them burn down. And you know, that fast, that tier 8 battleship just got wiped off the map. And that's one of the fundamental differences that I talked about between like Holland and Smallland, how spammy their torpedoes are compared to this ship. Your torpedoes, they hit hard. Now here you're going to see a little bit of DD fighting action. My aim isn't the best in this engagement, but you can start to see some of the potential here. At this range, I should be landing over 3K per volley. So my aim's a little trash right here. That's the first, you know, decent volley. And just getting a good trade there. Gonna circle back around. We've confirmed that the Chungmu has smoke, so we don't need to worry about getting caught out with radar. Now, right here, this is critical time. I'm looking at the mini-map, and I'm looking to see, is this Chungmu overextended? You know, I'm looking, the Buffalo's kiting out away. The Kagero, he's kind of dropped off the radar, but he's not the, you know, the largest gun threat to my ship. We've got planes over here, so that tells me that the Kagero isn't around in this area. So I'm gonna take the chance and I'm gonna push this Chungmu, and also gonna try to throw some torps at this Izumo. So you see me looking at the Izumo right now. You notice I didn't actually lock my guns on the Izumo right there. I want this guy thinking that I'm not here. Throw some torpedoes out real quick. Gonna see me use that. Torpedo reload. Izumo realized, wait, this guy isn't capping. And I'm just leading the turn with the torpedoes. And now I'm just gonna, who cares about the torpedoes? This is the guy I want to kill. Spot the Chungmu. Now he's out of smoke. I'm driving, if you look, I'm driving away from the Izumo, away from the Buffalo. Everybody that has a shot at me, even the Holland out here, they're all going to struggle to hit me because I'm already kiting away. I do have engine boost if I decide to do any, you know, fancy dodging, anything like that. This is just good, solid, pre-planned positioning that I'm picking the fight. The DD doesn't have smoke, he doesn't have an escape, I can kill him, and I'm also already moving along my my egress route where I can just drop off as quickly as I popped up. Throwing some shots out here at the Izumo, got torpedoes coming in. Wasn't sure at the time if I was going to have range because this guy turned out pretty hard. And I'm picking up torpedo hits. Here comes the next set. Picked up another 3 there. Yeah, does that look like Holland torps to you? So, getting some flooding damage here on this Izumo. Just trying to follow it up, see if I get any fires, and bam, I do. I know that Izumo's dead. And at this stage, I am getting harassed by the CV, and I am making a misplay right here. And the misplay, gonna walk you through it right here. Take a look at my support. All my support's back in over here on the 10 line. I've got an Alaska up here. Not got a lot of support. I'm sensing that we can win this, but I'm overreading, you know, how quickly we're gonna win this. So I'm really, you know, pushing out here, looking for damage. I know this Holland is pretty low, but what I've neglected is the CV has started to focus us. So I'm pushing up here, and really what I'm looking to do is try to defend BCAP from this Drake, this FDG. And in hindsight, the move that I should have made, rather than kiting up here, is kite back south. Kiting south would take me more. Either which way, I'm dealing with a bottleneck, and that's complicating things. So, I am realizing that I'm right on the edge of it, and of being in trouble. Throwing some torpedoes out there, try to zone out the FDG. There's the Holland. I'm not going to shoot here. I'm going to let him take the cap, but that updates his CV's location, and I mean, that Drake he's hauling butt right now, and I know I've got to try to squeeze my ship right through this little gap, and it's not going to be pretty. I am air spotted. I should have my AA up. There we go. Just trying to dodge torpedoes, dodge any shots coming in. But unfortunately gonna be in trouble here, and this is going to be my untimely demise. Was just looking, make sure the CV couldn't actually torp me, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to keep me lit for his team, and you know, classic case of a destroyer overextending. Really, what I should have done was just sat right here until my team pushed up and were actually in a position to push out of CCAP. Instead, they're so hung up on this this Buffalo that you know, it takes them forever to push out of here. The good news is we didn't get completely wiped at ACAP. Our Alaska is still alive. Eventually, he's going to make a bad trade and ram this Vladivostok when my Lexington is getting ready to finish off the Vlad. So it's unfortunately this game runs on much longer than I intend to have you guys sit and watch. The intent of this game was basically Hayate gameplay. How do I play it? I'll link the build below. If you guys have any questions or comments about the ship, let me know. Now I know there's going to be immediate questions. Which do you prefer, Smalland or Hayate? Hayate, how I have the ship built now is more my traditional play style. Using torpedoes, nuking a threat, and then following it up with fire damage. It's a very attractive play style to me. I love that. The downside that I balance that on is I basically need to make a 19-point captain just for this ship, just to play it how I want to play it to the maximum. So, you know, I don't, you know, things like expert marksmen that I'll typically take on my torpedo boat captains. It's not something that I can really justify putting on this ship because the turret rotation is so quick. Smalland, I find I tend to play that ship completely as a gunboat, and it's a pretty obnoxious gunboat with pretty good torpedoes. I enjoy it, mainly because it's such a unique play style, whereas Hayate is, you know, it's basically how I play my Yagumo with 12-kilometer torpedoes and a faster gun reload. So it's fun, but it's just not as unique as Smallland. So for me, if I had to buy one over the other, the fact that I would need to scratch a 19-point captain just for how I want to play this ship. Obviously, it's not the end of the world for me. I print a 19-point captain off my account in about um, 3 months of regular, gameplay, or about, you know, 2 weeks of clan battles, easy. Um, so it's not, a deal breaker for me with the captain. But I feel Smollen's captain syncs up better with the captains that I would want to use with, particularly the lower tier European destroyers, where I tend to run gunboat builds on them because the torpedo reload on them is so fast already. I just don't see, the benefit of, running a build where I'm using 3 points to knock, 6-7 seconds off a torpedo reload. It's a little rich for my blood when, running something um, like expert marksman can shave, a half a second off my gun reload or something on the build. So, just my general thoughts there. If push came to shove and I had to buy one, I probably would buy Small End over Hayate. Um, just because it is unique. It is a radar DD. It does have good AA. There's a lot of interesting things going on with that ship that compared to Hayate, it's like I said, it's basically my Yagumo. How I play my Yagumo with a full gun build. So anyway, I know this video's been requested a lot. Um, Hope this answers most of your guys' questions. If it doesn't, leave your comments below and I'll do what I can to get you an answer. Hope you're having a good night, and I will talk to you later.